What's up, Schmodown fans? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Schmodown. I'm Star Wars competitor Andrew D. Malanta.
And I'm Nicki D. Malanta.
Ooh, 4 matches.
I always deposit a little bit of makeup whenever I touch the microphone. Whoops. Oh, whoops.
Leaving it in, not editing it out. But
Oops. Better keep my distance from my microphone. Sorry.
4 matches to go over this week, and along with announcements. You okay?
Announcements?
Yeah, because of what happened earlier on backstage this week.
Oh, word.
Or last week, since this is coming out on Monday.
Word.
With the announcements of the teams going into the teams tournament.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I don't know why. I thought you were talking about backstage. I'm like, I think we already talked about that. But you're right.
Yeah, no. So if the teams going in, do you have the graphic? No. You don't have the graphic?
No, I sure don't.
I thought you saved it.
Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on.
You
Maybe I
did.
did.
You said
Maybe
you
I saved
saved
it a
it.
while ago. Hold on. Oh, yes. No, I have it. Never mind.
Told you.
Sorry. It's in my gallery. I have it. So we're ready to talk about that.
All right. So
We're ready.
For the teams tournament, the Ultimate Schmodown Teams Tournament, 9 teams. Every single faction has a team. Correct?
So we're going to talk about that now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
All
talk
right.
about
You
that
ready?
now.
Let's do this. All right. So the teams tournament 2020. So we got, I don't remember, if I remember who made this in the Facebook group, I'd give them credit, but I definitely don't, and I apologize. But I did download this from the Facebook group. So whoever made a graphic that had all the people's pictures with the team logo, you really did it to them. And I'm sorry that I didn't take a screenshot of your name. But I didn't make this. So, swag. Uh-oh. There's no team names. I got to just do this off, live. So, Swag's got Final Exam, Lon Harris, and Paulo Yama. Corruption. I don't know if they have like a name.
Names. They say what competitors are for what faction.
I mean, unless you already have an already standing name. But Corruption is going to be represented by Marisol McKee and Adam Collins. Lady Justice Marisol McKee and Adam the Coyote Collins. We'll see how far I get with remembering people's things. Finstock Exchange, big time build up to this one. Everyone, are you going to do the Founding Fathers? Are you going to do something else? Are you going to make a new team? I don't think anybody's surprised that we're putting in the Founding Fathers.
And we talked about this last week with a question from Josh Estes.
Yeah.
Who do you think? It's like, obvious answer is
obviously
the Founding Fathers. Like, why would you?
It works storyline wise. They want to get their titles back. They just freshly lost it. Sorry if you haven't somehow seen that by now. Yeah. And it just makes sense. I don't know. It just makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. It's like, no, it's like, yeah, did I want to see Barbarian get back into the ring? Did I want to see
absolutely
Sabrina try to get another? Because it was gonna be at one point. It would probably have been Sabrina and Barbarian
had they retained the titles.
Had Who's the Boss gone on to defeat Shazam. If that perfect scenario happened, we would have put them in the tournament. But
like, of course, there are like alternate universe things that I would love to have seen. What would have happened if we did put Barbarian with Bateman or Merle with Bateman or Merle with Barbarian or Sabrina or I don't know what Gray's doing. She's a busy lady. Who knows what Cody's doing? He's got a baby. So,
just Barbarian's the easy choice if you don't have we have our hard hitter and he's doing he did really good in the unique team. He's doing really well in the singles.
Yeah.
So it's like, so why not? But unfortunately we just don't have.
It just makes sense for Founding Fathers. I would have been stunned if Dagnino had made any other choice. So that's Finstock Exchange. Quirky Mercs. Interesting. Well, I mean, not interesting. I mean, because Quirky Mercs already have Shazam.
But they can't put Shazam in because they're going for the title against Corruption.
So Quirky Mercs is putting in a very interesting team of Haley Fouch. Don't know if she has a nickname, and I'm sorry if she does. I don't know it.
What is it, Haley? I think it's just Haley Fouch.
Haley, I like scary movies, Fouch.
Yeah.
And Scary Perry Nemiroff.
I know
That's a fun team.
I know this is a new team, and I know you have your reservations about Perry.
Whoa, I feel attacked. Wow.
Well, no, because you said whatever. But I like this team. I really like this team because Haley went against ERWIN in a number 1 contender shot, I believe, and then and she was also a part of the Scream Queens, and no skin off, not talking badly of her partner, but she was obviously carrying that team.
Yeah.
And Perry just came off an amazing upset, and she's going up against Mark Riley in the next coming weeks. So she's got a win under her belt, and want to see how she does with the team, because sometimes if you're not a great like singles player, you can be a fantastic teams player.
Exactly.
So I'm excited for this team because Haley is good in singles, but she's much better as a team player as well.
Yeah. Plus, we haven't really seen her in a while.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping to see her because I feel like she's a little underrated. So I'm excited to see what Haley has to offer. And Perry, the comment about reservations, it's just been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen her. I feel like she maybe has like a lot of strengths that are really strong, but then that kind of leaves room for a lot of points that are maybe, gaps that aren't quite filled. So, but I mean, she just pulled off an upset. She just pulled off an upset that is for the ages. Yeah. So,
and it's not. I'm not taking anything away from that win.
Not at all.
It's just like she was very fortunate that Mike just couldn't pull his 5.
Yes, but also she put in the work.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need. That's the game. Sometimes it comes down to your opponent missing your 5-pointer.
Exactly.
For you, even though they've been, they were on point the entire match.
Exactly.
And it just came down to the 5, and just they couldn't pull it.
That's the sucky part. Is that in like let's take Mike Kalinowski, Perry Nemiroff. They both played well. Nobody can really take that away from either of them. Mike's a force to be reckoned with, and that's a
multi-division,
terrible understatement.
Multi-division threat.
Exactly. Yeah. And Perry, she's a veteran of the game. She's been around since the beginning, and so
around
and
season 3 is
it just sucks that if you. I feel like it's really easy to say, Perry was pretty fortunate that Mike misses 5. You don't want to take away from Perry's win because she put in the work. But then you also don't want to like tarnish Mike Kalinowski like, oh, wow, he couldn't even beat Perry. Yeah. Like, it just kind of sucks in either case. There's I really want to say a bad word. There's sucky things that people can say in either outcome. But it doesn't take away from Mike that he lost, and don't take away from Perry like, oh, she's lucky because, it's just kind of a sucky situation. But I'm excited to see Perry back in the league. She's such a fun, bright presence, and I just feel like we could use more Perry in the league. So I'm excited to see her and Haley team up.
And that's going off of that point of like, not to tarnish either of these competitors. That's the game.
It is the game.
We'll see it when in one of these matches that we're getting into that sometimes
stuff happens.
It happens, and things happen that you don't expect will happen.
Exactly. And it doesn't make you a bad player if the negative thing happens to you. We'll get into it. So that's the Quirky Mercs, is Haley Fouch and Perry Nemiroff. Then we got the Den, and I know that people were probably like, "Oh, we gonna do the Pride? We gonna do Tom and Paul?" Blah blah blah. We ended up going. Well, the Den. Kate and Grace ended up going with Tom and Paul.
And this is the no-brainer for me. I know the Pride was on a hot streak at one point, but these are your number one and number 2 picks, and to have them, because Paul is out of the singles tournament.
Yeah.
Tom is still in, but like to draft them 1 and 2 and not see them after that match the entire rest of the season, it's
crime.
Like that'd be a crime. What are you doing? Why not put? So it was a no-brainer for me. It's like you obviously put your heavy hitters in this tournament.
Yeah.
If they're available.
And we only got to see them that one time. They fell prey to that whole Festival Darlings incident.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to see what they can do.
I'm really excited to see them pair up again. And because you don't really, I don't know, unless you're just a match made in heaven, you don't really get to see that team chemistry form after one match.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what they can do, given another chance to team up.
Yeah.
The Dungeon has Adam the Razor Witt, if I'm not mistaken, and Eric Z-Man Zipper.
I'm surprised with this one. I thought we were going to see Mancuso and the Butcher Boys take another swing at it, because they did pretty well against the Pride.
Right. I forgot about the
So it's like
Boys.
maybe it's a scheduling, maybe they're banking a lot on Zipper right now,
because Zipper did take out Paul, so
so he's on a hot hand right now,
hot streak with momentum.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see what they can do, because Adam, obviously, the only bit that we've seen him for this year is Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he got knocked out in round 1. So maybe just getting him more exposure, getting more stuff under his belt, because who knows where he's going to end up next season.
And he seemed to be a good team player.
Yeah. So 'cause he was
he was with Paul
Preston.
Preston.
Yeah, it was Preston with, I can't remember.
Movie Guys,
yeah.
So, yeah, they were really fun. Adam Wood is just a fun dude.
Yeah.
Eric's got a lot to prove. He just did with his last match, but I'm sure he still has more to do.
Yeah, I still think people are looking at him like Eric Zipper. It's like, no.
I think people are still looking at him like, he got lucky against Paul. So, you know, he did pull out that win. Absolutely. He played great.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
Paul didn't come to perform that day.
It's like, so easy to be like, one win, he got lucky.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a big chance for Eric to be like, no, actually, I'm a force.
Yeah, and like I am actually one of those. I'm like, Eric Zipper, okay. But then after the Paul win, I'm like, I think my eyes are open. I went back and looked at some of his other stuff. I'm like, maybe we're just ignoring him because he just didn't have the wins under his belt as all these other hard hitters in the tournament. So. That's another interesting team. We'll see how they work together.
Oh, yeah. So then we have the rock stars. No brainer. They're going to be putting in the odd couple. And that is Mark the Android and Draco and Jeff the Snyder. Snyder.
And I want to see where they're at because, they both have their wins in the first round of the tournament, but they're not the highest scoring wins, I should say. They had a couple of stumbles here and there in the second and first rounds. So it's like it wasn't like it's Jeff Snyder, it's the Android. It's like we're getting back into it with this digital format type of thing.
Warming up a little.
We're warming up to it because it's the first time they're playing digitally, and it's the first time we see them in a long time. So as the way is with a lot of these competitors, so interested to see how they'll perform by the time we get to this tournament.
Yes.
So,
and then. The Burning Droogs.
Ooh, I'm excited for this team. I'm so excited for this team.
We got Jader the Hurricane Paramo.
Oh, wait, sorry. I thought you said Usual Suspects because I'm looking at it. I thought you were going to go.
Whoops. I would change it up a little bit. We got the Burning Droogs. Yeah. We got Jader the Hurricane Paramo teamed up with Brandon the Hitman Hanna.
And this isn't not saying I'm not excited to see. I'm interested in seeing this. Not that I'm like,
I just kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I changed it up. I called an inaudible, if you will.
No, but I'm interested to see him because, like, I think this is Hannah's first dive into like the single teams, right?
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because he's an IG player.
He's an IG player.
He made his debut on IG.
Have we seen him in singles? Probably. Maybe.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No, I don't.
I really should have looked this up.
I don't know. But yeah, so we've got Jader and Brandon Hanna, which will be interesting because I feel like Brandon Hanna in the beginning of the season, it was kind of like a lot of hype, a lot of trash talk.
And then we just didn't hear from him.
And then things just kind of like tampered down because IG was done. So I'm sure with, him and Jader teaming up, it'll just spark the flame again.
Jader's come to perform. I mean, he
represent Orlando. Word.
Actually, he's from Miami.
Oh, whatever.
I had a conversation
Dolphins,
about that with
him. Gross. I can't wait to see him. He did do a good job. Who did he play against?
He played against Vejvoda.
Vejvoda.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then he's gonna go. After that.
He's on the left side of the bracket, or the right side?
He's on the right side.
He's on the right side. No, he's on the left side. Is he? Bring up the graphic.
Hold on, everybody. Everybody chill. Everybody chill. Everybody.
How excited are you watch football?
Tampa
Bay, Tom Brady on the Bucks.
Oh,
I'm actually warming up to the idea, even though I don't like Tom Brady.
I'm so embarrassed. Okay.
I'm trying to fill the air.
All right, so Jader went against Jim Vejvoda, and then we have not yet seen him go against. He's going to be going against Tom because Tom took out Tim Franco.
Right. Oh, that's right, because they had the hurricane comment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How are you going to put it in a room? So yeah, Jader, he did really well against Vejvoda. He had a strong showing. So it's going to be interesting.
Hanna making his debuts in teams, so I'm interested to see how Hanna performs because.
Me too.
Yeah, maybe they put IG. They're obviously going to put IG on the wheel. They have to.
It would be a big opportunity lost if they didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much a given. So yeah, and then the last team.
This is the one. This is the team I'm so excited to see.
The Usual Suspects.
So excited.
We have Ethan Big Time Irwin with. I don't know if the name comes first or in the middle.
The
Debonair. Andrew Guy. So there's many reasons why I'm excited to see this team.
So excited for this team.
Number one, I'm excited to see this. I'm excited for this team because they are fantastic players teaming up. Ethan Erwin is on fire.
Yeah, he's
on fire. He's amazing. Nobody is really going to tell you, oh, Ethan was the big deal. I really don't think anybody's going to think that of Ethan Erwin.
It's not like earlier this season, Ethan Erwin. It's
exactly
in it to win it. Or Ethan Erwin.
Ethan. I took Dan Murrell to overtime Erwin.
Yeah.
So, and then you're pairing him up with Andrew Guy. And one of the reasons I'm so excited is because, you know, if you're looking at the last throwdown with Andrew versus Ben, a lot of people had a lot to say. Oh, Andrew threw the match. His character got in the way. You know, and while we said what we said, there's no need to really say it much again. I'm very interested from a character standpoint.
Yeah, how it's going to line
up. To see
up.
how Andrew Guy transitions out of what happened in that last throwdown. So, because he was kind of with his promos and with the performance in the throwdown, character-wise, he was kind of spiraling. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's like, oh, well, I'm already in it. Let me just spiral more.
Yeah.
Or if he's going to try to take it and
spin it,
get a more upward trajectory. I don't know.
Or does Ethan try to be the one to bring him out of it?
Maybe.
I mean, because it sucks because the digital age, because this year's pretty much all digital matches. It sucks that we've gotten away from the cutscenes, which I always loved watching cutscenes, and it's just another aspect I talk about this, and we got none of that. We got very little, and then COVID hit, and we tried to do our best with. What are you doing? Is that a hair?
It was a hair stuck to my microphone. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about? Your hair is everywhere. Annoying.
Oh, mine's like that too.
But mine's longer, and it's so annoying.
But
go on.
But you know, it's like when COVID hit, we had no more cutscenes. We did our best with like the interviews, and you know what I mean. With
trying to fill the gaps.
Backstage started to be a bit more character work. Because you know, I appeared on a couple of specials where I was doing character work and things like that. So it's just I miss the cutscenes and the storylines. There's things that kept me interested. If you weren't interested in the trivia, and not much happened with trivia that week, you always had the cutscenes.
It had that wrestling feel.
Yeah,
but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and so I think this character kind of stemmed from digital.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see if like maybe it's Erwin's like, hey, no, slap him in the face, like, hey, snap at it or something like that. We need to do this or something like that.
Get your head in the game.
Yeah, get your head in the game. Maybe it's Erwin that brings him out of the spiral.
Yeah.
So that'd be. I'm interested to see. I'm excited because Andrew Guy. I think I've said this before, and I think he said this much on his shows that he doesn't like playing in singles.
Yeah.
He's not a singles player. He just doesn't like doing it. He loves playing on teams.
He seems to be a very strong teams player.
Yeah, he's a very because. I just said it like a couple seconds ago. You cannot be the best singles player, but you can be a fantastic teams player because you can fill in gaps where your partner just seems to be blanking on something. You can pick them up when they're down, and your teammate can make up for where you don't. So he's such a great look at some of the great teams he's been on. Team Action, the Family. They almost won the tournament last year. So he is a fantastic teams player, and to put him into singles, it's like, yeah, he's good, knowledgeable, but I don't think he's. I don't think his heart's in singles.
Yeah, and on a personal level, he's got a lot going on, it seems. I mean, I don't know the man personally, but it seems that he's got a lot going on. Who knows how much time he has to invest for... And not to say that singles is easier. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But at least you can vibe with your teammate. It's different. You can ping off of each other in, you know, those applicable parts of the game. But there are some people that they just... Their knowledge is better adapted to teams than it is to single. Yeah,
helping your teammate get to the answer when they're not like, I think it's this. Like, well, think about it this way.
Exactly.
Like, this movie came out of this year. This is who was in it.
I mean, I'll watch Andrew Guy compete in any format. Yeah. I don't really care. He's just too entertaining.
I'm interested to see how he sticks to character while talking to Ethan to get to the answer they want.
That's what I'm saying. He was like, I don't want to use the term rock bottom because that seems a bit aggressive. Yeah. But he was, you know,
it seemed
vodka
like
out of a bottle kind of stuff.
He got to the answers too quickly. It's like, is it this? No? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
And this, I think with Ethan, he can be like, hey, I think it's this. And he can be like, no.
The stakes are not necessarily higher, but different because in singles, it's like, wow, if you don't do well, you're the only one you got to worry about. But if you don't do too well in teams, it's like, oh, well, now I feel kind of bad that I brought that one person down with me.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what that element does to his gameplay, if anything. I hope it does. Yeah. Because I didn't mind what happened in the throwdown because I just enjoy. They are two of my absolute top favorite competitors of the league. Team Action, mwah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll come back.
I miss swearing in the Schmodown.
Well, that also, but deep in my heart, I believe that one day somehow we'll get Team Action back together.
I hope it's in the stars. Maybe next season they get drafted on the same. They get signed to the same team.
Ben brings him back from the abyss.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily that brings him back from the abyss. Maybe they meet in the middle and Ben just kind of starts embracing that heelishness again, and then Andrew kind of starts embracing the sanity again, and they just meet in the middle, and then Team Action is reborn.
Yeah. I do like that quick like that quick snappy Ben Bateman, the heel Bateman. I do miss that a bit.
I missed it a bit.
Just like taking jabs, the cackling. I miss the cackle.
Do you?
I miss the cackle. The Tom Cruise cackle. I miss that.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that as much anymore.
No, they were.
They were such a great team.
Team Action.
But
so good.
We're already running long.
But anyways,
so let's get into these
we're going a little bit too far.
matches.
We're excited for the usual suspects. Yeah. We're excited to see Ethan and Andrew.
We're excited to see the Founding Fathers get back at it.
Yes. It's going to be a great tournament whenever it happens to start. So,
I think we're about a month away from that.
On that note, but not really that note because singles, let's
jump into the first match.
Let me just click on everything that's not my notes. This is like the third thing I touched. Okay, we made it. James the Wizard White versus William the Beast BIBBIANI. So James the Wizard White is of course representing the Den, and William the Beast is representing the Mercs, of course.
Yeah, James has something to prove in this match because not the best showing in his first match, especially all the attention he was getting.
Yeah, the hype.
Yeah, being a high draft pick and all that pressure on you, maybe the pressure got to him a little bit, and just fortunate. Again, another match where he's fortunate that his competitor missed his 3 and his 5.
Exactly.
So I think he came out swinging in the first round, as we'll see. So
he sure did. And I made a note because I know Andrew wanted me to that William BIBBIANI always seems to have something in his hands.
Yeah, we'll get to that. He doesn't do that until the second round.
First round is marker boards.
Yeah, but this is what first round Bibbs' first match in the tournament.
But they both got perfect rounds.
Yep.
They both got perfect rounds, but only William the Beast got the bonus question, which was Mrs. Doubtfire question.
And you got that one too.
Hell yeah, I did. Of course I did.
So Bibbs is a flawless first round.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Love that movie.
So good. So by the end of round 1, it was 8-9 in favor of BIBBIANI. Round 2, James spins 90s. The 1990s.
1990s, as they have to. You notice now they're like, in the realm
the
of
1990s.
If you weren't sure of what decade we're talking about.
Any doubts if we were talking about the 1790s? So James spins the 1990s. He goes to multiple choice twice. Misses one. It does get stolen. Gets the other multiple choice. William the Beast spins. I feels so weird to call him William. BIBBIANI spins.
Bibbs.
He gets action adventure. He goes to multiple choice only once. He did miss it. It did get stolen. So by the end of round 2, 14-16, BIBBIANI.
Yeah. So, but I did notice that every round 2, Bibbs has something in his hands,
like a totem,
like a totem, like he's actually like toying with it during the match, and it's kind of like Barbarian's Elvis.
Yeah.
But like a little bit more because it's been different every time. He had Porkins in his hand one time. He had Gonzo another time. I think this time he had a tiger or something.
I don't remember.
Like a stuffed tiger. But it's a smart move because he's standing the entire time. He doesn't have a table in front of him to put his hands on or something. It's just to constantly keep his hands up. He has something to him. It's like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it keeps your hands in frame. You don't have to worry about that. It gives you something to maybe just with your nervous, fidgety energy, something to do with that.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually a pretty good move.
And I think halfway in round 3, James started doing that too.
Yeah.
He picked something up and started toying with it. Like,
I think so.
Why can't everybody do this? So it's like,
yeah.
Let me see your stuffies, people, so we can.
What kind of stuffies do you have?
Show your stuffy to the camera so we make sure you're not cheating.
Unless Andrew wants to take out one of his, what are they called? Bobbleheads?
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
There you
Hey,
go.
I don't need it because the camera's across the room and you can
That's
see my
true.
hands.
You don't need it when you got a medium shot, babies.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. So by the
Take
end,
note, competitors. Make it a medium. You don't have to worry about your hands.
Thank you. So yeah, 14 to 16, BIBBIANI. Round 3. 2 point to James. He gets movie release dates. Saving Private Ryan and Shakespeare in Love release in what year? Got it. 2 point to BIBBIANI. Oscars. Denis Villeneuve. Nominated. lost my point, my focal point there.
Lost my train of thought.
Denis Villeneuve. Nominated for Best Director for what film? Arrival. Got it.
Oh, love that movie.
I love that movie. They talk to each other in circles.
You really enjoyed it.
Aliens.
I have it on Blu-ray. We should watch it.
We do?
I have it on Blu-ray. 4K Blu-ray too. Spring for the 4K because we have, you know.
What a waste.
Wait, hey, we got the hardware for it. Watch it in 4K.
Cool. Anyways, they talk to each other in rings. Aliens. Jeremy Renner. What's her face from
Amy
Lois
Adams.
Lane? Amy Adams. There you go. All right. 3 point to James. 2010s. In case you were thinking of any other 10s. The name of Matthew McConaughey's character in Mud.
And this is another one where it's like, we're not trying to trick the opponent.
We're not trying to trick opponents into, we don't want to trick you with our questions, but who was the main character in, what was Matthew McConaughey's character in Mud?
He answered like Mud?
I think it's Mud.
Yep.
Hey, you got it.
You got it.
Good job.
What was the other one? It was the birdcage.
I'm mad. I'm still mad about that question because don't make me second guess my birdcage. But yeah, I just love it. What's Matthew McConaughey's character in Mud?
Mud?
Mud? Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
Got it. So yeah, it bounces back to BIBBIANI for his 3-pointer. Angelina Jolie in what 1995 film does her character use an online alias named Acid Burn? That's pretty sick. I might adopt that. He got it. 5-pointer for James. Disney. I feel like
What was
animated and what?
What was the BIBBIANI's Resident Evil question? Was that the bonus question? I think
No,
it was,
that was Ms. Doubtfire.
No, was it? There was one where he like literally went, oh, it was in his round 2.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was like what's the 4th film release in the Resident Evil
you can see him
franchise?
going.
And he's like,
You can see him going through the titles in the films like this?
how? How?
Hey, you watch a lot of movies.
How?
And there's like 50 Resident Evil films too. It's like 7, I think. But there's a lot. And they're all
Not great.
I mean, I've only seen one and that was a long ass time ago. I can't even tell you which one I saw.
I haven't seen any, and I can tell you that they're probably not great.
They're all in the same, pretty much like, kind of like same tone. From when I've only seen one.
Yeah, they're probably all in the same. Not great here. Mila Jovovich, probably she does what she can. Fifth Element is still her holy grail.
Oh, there's more movies than just that, I'm sure.
For me, it is. 5-pointer for James. Disney in Tarzan. What animal did the elephants originally think Tarzan is? He missed it.
And it was piranha. He said,
piranha.
He said gorilla.
Yeah, so 19
piranha.
to 21 in favor of William the Beast BIBBIANI. So big win for the Mercs, absolutely.
Still on the roll, man. Mercs are just creeping up. They're going to be
Creep, yeah.
Yeah, do the creep. Don't want to get a copyright strike.
Keep it
Don't
on the down low.
stop saying we don't want a copyright strike. But
Nobody supposed. Go ahead.
yeah, but like the Mercs, they're sneaking their way up the leaderboard.
Sneaking, creeping,
like
little by little.
It's like right now. It's like before. It's like Mercs. It's like we said, wait for these tournaments to hit. Especially now with the points the way they are, you get up, you find your way up at the top real fast. And if Brendan can do what he's been playing, and the Shazam can just get those titles.
It's just
Can you
crazy.
imagine if that happens and corruption, not because they couldn't be in the tournament anyways, and it's like, well, now we don't have the title. Now corruption can't be at Spectacular because Shazam took the titles away from them. But like, and then now Shazam's on, or Merch will be on this roll.
Well, the thing
So-
is that both BIBBIANI and Meyer are on the same side of the bracket.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's not like you're gonna have what happened in IG, Schmoedown, corruption versus corruption. You're not gonna have Shazam versus Shazam.
But still, like, you can still pick up a lot of points on your way there.
You could still pick up lots of points. You could still have BIBBIANI versus Meyer, which would be insane. But it's just kind of. It would have been an interesting bit of tension had they been on opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah, it would have been fantastic to see that. But
what are you going to do? Yeah. Seeding is seeding. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah, and Farm, as James White, he did better in this performance, but we're not going to see him again for the rest of the season, and it's a shame.
But that's okay. It's not like he's done. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Just building his resume up for next season to see who picks him up, because, improvement says a lot in the Schmodown.
Yes.
Because there are players that, like, you see them in one match and they lose, and then you look at them in the next match, it's like, where did you change your game?
Yeah, where'd this come from?
There's competitors I see no difference between your first and second match. James White, you saw a clear difference. Like, I'm ashamed of how I performed in the first round of my last match.
Yeah.
Went perfect in this one. Missed the bonus, but still.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot to say. Like, okay, if teams want to sign me, you saw what I'm capable of doing. Go ahead, either sign me or draft me. So
yeah, so excited to see what James has to offer next season. Next match, Lady Justice Marisol MCKEE versus Primetime Paulo Yama.
Yep, and you made your way into the promo.
I did.
Yeah,
that was pretty exciting. Thank you, Eric. Wow. So yeah, Lady Justice is representing corruption, and Paulo Yama representing swag. Yeah. So round one, Marisol missed a question about Red Dragon. What are you gonna do? Ralph Fiennes as Mark. I know somebody gave him a hard time on Twitter, like, oh, Mark doesn't know how to pronounce Ray Fiennes. And in pure Mark fashion, he had some snappy, witty remark back. But yeah, she missed the question about Red Dragon.
Never try to troll a comedian. Don't
mess with a comedian. Just don't even do it.
Don't even try.
Paul got a perfect round and got the bonus. So by the end of round 1, 7-9 in favor of Paul. Round 2, Marisol spins Nora Ephron, stays with it. Multiple choice, thrice, got all 3. Paul goes, spinner's choice.
Ooh, perfect storm for Paul Oyama.
Stanley Kubrick picks that. Oh, well, actually, no,
that.
Never mind. Didn't only do anything. He got a perfect round 2. Paul knocked it out of the park. Stanley Kubrick. I'm an idiot, and I didn't take the score after round 2.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The more important thing is what happens after round 3. So speaking of which, 2 point for Marisol. New releases. Who plays the main lead in Ad Astra? Got it. 3 point for Marisol. 2010's Adam Sandler plays a plastic surgeon who goes on a trip to Hawaii in what movie? She got it. So now it goes back to Paul for his 2-pointer.
She avoids the TKO.
In Dance. Adrian Lynn directed Jennifer Beals in what film? Has Jennifer Beals really been in that many other films?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, he got it in any case. Goes back to Marisol for her 5-pointer. Action adventure. In 2012's Judge Dredd, what is the name of the addictive drug that alters people's perception of time?
Oh, this one kind of hurts because it's like the answer of it is
slow-mo.
It's slow-mo.
It's so after you hear it, you're like, oh, why didn't I guess that?
Yeah.
But who would just pull that out of thin air?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you were just having a really good day, who's gonna pull that out of nowhere?
Yeah.
But when you hear it, you're like, oh no. So anyway, she missed it. So 17-19 in favor of Paul.
And Paul keeps on winning.
Paul keeps the train moving.
He's coming off, as far as singles go, he's coming off a loss to John Rocha. And now he finds his way into the singles tournament. And for Marisol, everybody's like, oh man, great performance against Bonnie.
Yeah.
And all this, expecting hot things. And not a great second round. Misses her 5, because I was waiting. It's like, can she keep this up, and can we see her perform with a 3 and a 5?
Right,
that
we
was
didn't get to see that.
We didn't get to see that against Bonnie. It's like that's really where your test comes in. If it's like, yeah, you can do fantastic in the second round, but the real test, especially for singles, is your 3 and your 5 in your third round. So just a rough day for her. Not a great performance. It happens.
Happens to everybody.
But also, Paul OYAMA gets spinner's choice and just runs through his second round category.
What are you going to do when a former singles champ gets spinner's choice? What are you going to do?
Yeah, and it sucks that like she didn't have a great second round, and it's like if you miss a couple in the first and you go multiple choice in 3, and then Paul gets the category he wants for the second round, what are you going to do? There's not much you can do against Paul OYAMA if those certain things happen.
Exactly.
So just a perfect storm, yeah.
I am excited to see Marisol next season.
Oh, yeah.
I like her character. I like her vibe. I like how chill she is. I like how just like she has that like silent assassin type vibe. So I'm really into it. So I'm really excited to see what she does next season.
where she lands next season.
Me too.
Because we've said it before, Corruption obviously signs Chance, Mike, and Laura.
Probably Laura.
Those are your top 3 because you have 2 that are multi-division players. 3 divisions. You got all 3 of your divisions
and threats
covered.
in all 3.
Yeah.
Not just like they do it.
And
There's
then you
threats in all 3.
And then you have an elite player in Star Wars with Laura Kelly, so that's a no-brainer. And then you spin your wheels in the draft.
And Marisol, we'll see. She might be somebody who I don't know if you describe her as a sleeper, but she might be somebody that could be considered a sleeper.
I consider her maybe. For if nobody signs her, she's got to be mid to late first round, early second.
Agreed.
So even early first. So I'm excited to see what she brings to the table for next season and where she lands.
We got big time Ethan ERWIN versus.
Oh wait,
VINNIE.
what am I talking about? She's in the teams tournament.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Whoops! Wow.
Whoops. We get to see her
Rewind
with Adam the Coyote Collins.
So I'm excited to see her in the teams tournament with the Coyote.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave all that in.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
So next match, we got big time Ethan ERWIN versus VINNIE the Ice Pick MANCUSO. Usual suspects, of course, being represented by Ethan. VINNIE representing the dungeon. Round 1. Ethan missed a Bridget Jones question. VINNIE missed an LA Confidential, Brother from Another Planet, and then a Little Mermaid question. So by the end of round 1, 5-7 in favor of Ethan. Round 2.
Oh, before we move on, there was this one comment that will come back in full circle for this. Where VINNIE makes a comment about an animated character.
Oh, it was in his promo. He said because he's the ice pick. He said, I'm so cold, I'm ice cold, I'm like Elsa. Yeah. So just keep that in the back of your brains because we're gonna come back to that.
We're gonna come back to it.
Sore spot. So round 2, Ethan gets spinner's choice again. What are you gonna do? When a former singles champ gets spinner's choice? He picks Sigourney Weaver, and he gets a perfect round 2. Yeah. Who would have guessed it?
Yeah.
So Ethan knocks it out of the park. Perfect round 2. Sigourney Weaver, good job, Ethan. You're a beast. Not to I feel like beast is weird to say because that's BIBBIANI's name, but
it's big time.
You're a big time. VINNIE goes. He spins away from Tom Hanks, America's sweetheart, if you will, and then he gets opponent's choice.
Should have stuck with Tom Hanks.
They stick him with Catherine Bigelow. He goes to multiple choice 3 times, misses 2, both get stolen. Oof. Gets one of the multiple choices. Just slapped my microphone there. So by the end of round 2, it's 8-17 in favor of Ethan. Round 3, 2 point to VINNIE. Tarantino. I feel like we've been seeing so much Tarantino in round 3.
Yeah, more than usual.
The wild, wacky world, as Mark always calls it, of Tarantino. I feel like Tarantino and like Disney and animated have been like coming up so much.
You actually made a note, and I think Ben Goddard commented
mentioned it in chat too.
Like, pay attention to animated because it's always the last question in the first round so far this tournament.
It's always like how you cap off round 1.
Yeah, it's animation. So
crazy. So, anyways, 2-pointer for VINNIE. He gets Tarantino, who plays DiCaprio's house slave. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable saying that. In Django Unchained, he got it.
Samuel L. Jackson.
3-pointer to VINNIE, 2010's. Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee directed this 2010's Disney film.
And remember what we said about Elsa?
He missed it because the answer was Frozen. Let it go. Let it go.
So it ends in a
TKO, 10-17 in favor of Mr. Ethan Big Time Irwin.
And what are you gonna do when your opponent, when a former champion, especially somebody as strong as Ethan Irwin, gets spinner's choice and you get stuck with opponent's choice? I mean, there's not much you're gonna do after that.
Ethan Irwin, did you see what he just did with Dan Murrell?
Yeah.
Like, you got to give Vinny a lot of credit doing what he did. He was no slouch. He didn't give up.
Didn't flinch.
Didn't flinch at all.
He was not like intimidated. As far as he says, he wasn't intimidated. Wasn't scared of Ethan. And it's just, again, it happens where like the luck just isn't with you that day.
Yeah.
The force isn't with you that day, and you get stuck with the opponent's choice, and you get a category that you're like,
Yeah. So excited to see what Vinnie Mancuso has to offer. He's not in the teams tournament. No. But I am excited.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they didn't spin their wheels on him.
I'm excited to see him come back in singles and teams next season because he's a fun character. He's laid back. Yeah. And I also enjoy his like Ninja Turtle vibe, like Mark Ellis pointed out.
The denim vest.
It was seriously like watching him and Kaiser. Vinny's got his denim vest, his glasses, and then you got Kaiser, his mohawk. Then you got Kaiser with his like hair and like a bandana, whatever he was wearing, and it's like freaking Bebop and Rocksteady over here giving commentary.
And that's the thing. Like, there's sometimes like different managers work with different players for either like they push them in matches, they're able to center them and whatever strategy wise. And then there are other managers that just work so well character wise. Yeah. And these are two that are like, God, this is just perfect.
Yeah, like Kaiser and Vinny, Kaiser and Video Drew.
Oh, it's great. So keep them together because like. Can you see Vinny with the Den? Can you see Vinny with I don't know, Sam Levine?
It's hard because there's nothing to compare it to. This is the first season where this kind of thing has happened. It'll be interesting to see see like puzzle pieces fall in different areas next season. But yeah, right now it's hard to see those kinds of things.
And another thing to note is that Vinny moved away from California, I believe, and I can't remember where he lives right now. I think it's New York. I could be wrong, but like, do we even see him at all next season because he doesn't live in LA?
Depends on Corona. Am I right?
Please, however that can happens. We just? I don't want this to continue into 2021.
I'm scared that it will.
Can we just put a cap on 2020 and we're like, all right, that year didn't happen?
Yeah, can we all just agree that it didn't happen and just move on and wash our hands, literally and metaphorically?
Or maybe this is just our life now. We just don't see people and we have to wear masks when we go out all the time.
God, no. Please don't.
Come on, Americans.
Please
I'm
don't
looking
say
at
that.
you, America.
Please don't say that. We're gonna move to Canada.
Yes, because other countries have their stuff together.
We're gonna move to Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be on the Schmodown from Canada.
We need to move before they won't let us leave the country.
Yeah. Be on the Schmodown. We'll have a bunch of maple syrup and bacon on the table when we move to Canada.
Anyways,
the next match is John the Outlaw Rocha versus Adam the Coyote Collins.
Ooh, dude, Coyote's howl, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. John is, of course, representing the Finstock Exchange, and Adam is, of course, representing corruption.
So excited to see John get back at it.
Me too.
And just to like, oh man, John Rocha back in a singles tournament. He's done so many great things in tournaments, in both teams and in singles tournaments. I was like, yes.
I'm just happy to see John do, I don't know, anything
in
the Schmodown.
Yeah. And I've said it before, John is my favorite competitor. Just a complete package, character work, knowledge, gameplay, veteran moves. And he gets hot-headed sometimes, but that's why I love him.
There's a reason why he's on the team called the Founding Fathers.
Yeah.
It's not just a name. It's because he actually is one in the Schmodown.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know.
The day that John Rocha decides to walk away from the Schmodown.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to address that.
It's a sad day in this house.
Don't put that out in the world because I don't want to.
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Okay, so.
Think about that day.
Round one.
John missed a question about Ingrid Bergman. Thanks, Ingrid. And also a Peter Pan question. Thanks, Peter.
Oh, this one hurt. It's like, how do you, like... You didn't even have to watch Peter Pan, the animated one.
I didn't get
anything related to Peter Pan.
I didn't get it.
You didn't get that one? It's like, oh, straight on till sun. Whatever the quote is, third star from the left, straight on till sunset.
Nope.
I don't know if that's the exact quote, but
Not even close.
Nope. But like, come on.
Nope. I don't even think I would have guessed it.
Oh man,
Stars. When you wish upon a star.
And it's I don't know.
Cinderella.
Man.
I don't even know if I would have guessed Peter Pan, but I definitely didn't get it. So I'm right there with you.
And Peter
John.
Pan's not even on anywhere near the top of my favorite Disney animations. But I still know that line.
Whatever.
Come on, John.
Good for you.
Come on, John.
Good for you if you know Peter Pan.
I knew something John Rocha didn't. Can I just be proud of that?
Yeah. You did a good job. Adam,
I love you, John. Don't come at me, please.
You're not watching this, John, but please.
If somebody will tell him.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if anybody else. Well, no. Barbarian listens to this podcast.
Does
Don't
he?
tell him. Yeah, he does.
If he does. Hey, Craig.
What's up, Craig?
We miss you.
Yes.
We miss you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Skype soon. We'll talk about
round two
movies, but also probably just movies. But we'll see. At the end of round 1, 6-9 in favor of Adam. Adam got a perfect round, and he also got the bonus question. God. Let's not just
flawless,
push Adam to the
on
side.
fire. He's
perfect round. Got the bonus, killing it. 6-9 in favor of Adam. Round 2. Adam spins away from classics. I think because he knew it was a strength of John's. Mm-hmm. And he gets Anne Hathaway, Catwoman herself.
Although I'd say like he's like, oh yeah, I like classics, and I like this. Like the way he worded it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I landed on again, kind of thing.
Yeah, the way he worded it kind of says to me, if I'm looking at it from a competitor standpoint, it's like, let's take a note of that he spun away from classics.
Good to know. So, but he also said he wouldn't. He kind of let on that it was. I mean, unless it was just games.
You might be playing mind games because again, my biggest thing about these digital things, you can see everything that's inside, like that's said during the managers. Like,
yeah, that would be a good move.
Yeah,
it's like, hey man, I don't like this, but maybe I just say, oh yeah, I actually really like it, but there's something else that I'm kind of going for.
Yeah, because I've done that. I did that in my debut where I landed on.
What are we about to admit here?
That I played a little bit of mind games in my match. It's like, oh, I guess I landed on Return of the Jedi. I stopped for a second. I stopped for a second, and I was like, yeah. Let's do it.
And okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
just making,
players will do that.
Trying to protect things here.
Is there a category I'd spin away from at this point?
No, there's not.
No.
But also, keep those cards close to your chest.
When's the next time you're gonna see me in the ring?
But also, there's nothing.
Season.
There's nothing you're really gonna spin away from,
nothing
unless you're just feeling spicy. Like, ooh, let me just mix it up,
Yeah.
and let me just let baby Jesus decide what I'm gonna get.
If there was spinner's choice on the wheel, I'd probably like spin
let
it
me
again.
Just spin it again, and
I don't care what I get.
Yeah. So, anyways, perfect.
Don't worry, I'm not revealing anything.
Adam gets Anne Hathaway. He gets a perfect round 2. Kills it.
So on fire.
Knocks it out of the park. Absolutely.
And not only, it's not one of these competitors where it's like, oh, Anne Hathaway. Oh, no. It's like, he gets the question. It's like, oh, no. He's like,
I'm pretty sure he was like, oh, yeah, it's this.
He was
absolutely
on fire. Like, there are times where it's like competitors take their time. It's like, does he really know it? There's no doubt while I was watching him play, I was like, God, this guy is so good.
Yeah, no,
he's so good.
He had it right there.
Yeah.
And it was, a little bit of a flex to be like, oh, yeah, it's this. Oh, yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, perfect round 2 for Adam. Then Rocha, oh, God, I just typed something I didn't need to type. Rocha goes. He spins Westerns on his first spin.
Guess what he wants?
I just dropped my phone. Rocha spins Westerns. I don't know. I think he's stuck with it.
Yeah.
So he actually did go to multiple choice one time.
And he did talk about this, that it's an older Western.
Right.
So he's like, I need to brush up on my older films because I think he's more focused on current films now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I remember these.
Because he mentioned like, oh, Ingrid Bergman got me in the first round.
Older films are starting to like creep back in. And he's like, he appreciates the question writers going that deep to older films where it's easy just to fall back and like, oh, let's talk about recent films and stuff like that. So...
but he did get it.
Yeah, he
went to multiple choice. He did get it right. At the end of round 2, it's 13-17 in favor of Adam. Round 3, 2 points for John Rocha. Oscars, the most recent film to earn Mel Gibson a Best Director nom. got it. It was like Hacksaw
Ridge. With what's his face? Andrew
Jim
Garfield.
Caviezel. Oh, okay. That was the Passion of the Christ. Was that Mel Gibson?
Yes. Yeah. But I have yet to see Hacksaw Ridge.
At least I got that going for me.
At least I heard great things.
3 point for Rocha. Crime. Ethan Embry plays Officer Molina in what 2018 film? He missed it. I think he said The Hate You Give. But yeah, he missed it.
What did it end up being? It ended up being...
I do not remember. Don't put me on the spot like that. I don't remember.
I thought you typed it out. Sorry.
No, I sure didn't. 5 point to Rocha. He gets Tom Cruise. Which Tom Cruise film, of course, features Tim Blake Nelson, Jessica Harper, and Peter, I can only assume, Stormare. And he missed it. So 15-17 in favor of Adam in a TKO.
This stings one because it's John Rocha getting TKO'd by a rookie. Yeah. But it also hurts even more because it's a TKO to corruption. The one team that's like, if it was to somebody like, the Mercs, or like the Den or the Usual Suspects, like, all right, they're further down the leaderboard, so we don't really have to worry about them.
But now we're corruption. They're there. They're up there.
They're right. Like the race at the top is so close to give away. What is it? 4 points.
I think so.
At this point in the season, it's just
lot.
Why did it have why? So it stings so many different ways. It sucks to see somebody like Rocha lose in the first round. Yeah. Like in this fashion, just it sucks so much. But Collins,
it just makes you, like John said, it's like, hey man, you may be a rookie by definition, but you just beat a big dog. You kind of got a target on your back now.
You earned your stripes.
And now you got that pressure on you. So it's going to be interesting to see what Adam has to offer because you just kind of hope that he can carry this momentum on. Yeah. And you hope that it wasn't, a stroke of luck. Not that I think that's what it was. No, because
he is a baller.
I mean, he played a perfect game. Yeah. Absolutely flawless game. He got the maximum amount of points that he was able to get without answering anything in the third round. Yeah. So, and I mean, there were no steals, but he got the maximum amount of points he could have gotten with the game that was played. So it's not that
it's not like he lucked his way into a TKO. It's he came to play against one of our heavy hitters, even though pretty much all of our players in the tournament were heavy hitters. Yeah.
It's just kind of like he played an awesome game and John also hit a stroke of bad luck. It's just kind of like a perfect storm. Yeah. Not to take away from Adam's win because he played amazing. Yeah. But it's also like, hey man, it doesn't mean that John's done or anything. It just means that that's just how it happened that day. That's how the cookie crumbled. And it just makes you more excited to see what Adam has to offer because it's like, all right, dude, well, can we keep this up?
Yeah, so who does he go against next?
Funny you should ask because I have a graphic.
I asked because I saw the graphic on your phone.
Wow. What teamwork we have here. So we have, I believe I got this graphic. I don't know if y'all can see this. Whoa, I got this graphic from my the Schmodown account on Twitter. Probably also on Facebook. Yeah. I don't know. But that concludes the end of round 1 of the singles tournament.
Officially into round 2 of the tournament.
So it looks like the next match we get is 9/14. What day of the week is that? Is that Monday? Can you hit me up with a calendar? Can you back me up with a calendar? Oh boy, he's getting all these notifications like he's popular. 9/14, we get Brendan Meyer versus Mark Andreyko.
This is where it's just like heavy hitters all throughout. Yeah.
So Mark Andreyko, Brendan Meyer on Monday the 14th. Tuesday the 15th, we get Jada Paramo of the Droogs versus Tom of the Den. Oh, man. Oof. I mean, I know who I'd pick, but I'm probably going to will them to lose now because they're who I'm picking in my head.
The kiss of death from Beyond the Schmodown.
The kiss of death, apparently.
That's why we stopped picking.
I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to hurt anybody. So then after that, the 16th, what is that, a Wednesday?
Yes.
We got Chance Ellison versus Liz Shannon Miller. I'm just going to go ahead and No, you know what? I'm not.
That's an interesting message.
It's an interesting matchup. I know who my gut goes with.
No, but because like Liz was really good in her match against who she faced Rachel, and Chance. I'm saying it right now. Chance has to be nominated for Player of the Year right now.
Yeah.
So he's on fire, and Liz Shannon Miller is very knowledgeable. She's one of those competitors where it's like pure talent. Not a whole lot of gameplay has to go in with her to win the match. So that's gonna be very interesting because Chance is one of those where it's not raw knowledge and it's a lot of just gameplay.
But he's also on
fire. So it's like that's gonna be a match to look out for.
And also when you get Corruption and Swag together in a match, it's like, oh boy,
knock one of them out, please.
Yeah,
just get one of those out.
Let them take each other out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then on. I'm assuming that's Thursday, the 17th.
Yes.
September 17th, we got Perry Nemiroff versus Mark Riley. Perry, of course, with the quirky Mercs. Mark Riley, of course, with the Finstock Exchange.
And Mark coming off of that win against Video Drew, but he himself said, it's like, I do not like my performance in this match.
Yeah, I got to tighten it up a little bit.
Got to tighten up a couple bolts here.
And everyone's had a match like that.
Yeah, everybody has matches like that. Yeah, and he's trying to, again, people are still doubting him, like, hey, come on, man, his flame is out, he's past his prime. It's like, slow your roll. We said that about John Rocha not too long ago, and then look what kind of run he went on. Every competitor hits a slump right now, and I will admit that I've said that Riley in the singles play is a little like hot and cold sometimes. But when he comes to play, watch out. Because when he's on. So, great matches now this coming week. I don't think there's a throwdown
I don't think so. But speaking of throwdowns, this week week we'll be talking about.
Well, as of this recording,
it already happened as of this recording.
Yeah, but you're getting another episode of Beyond the Schmodown tomorrow.
Yes,
which will be covering the throwdown.
So for this throwdown, we have Janine, the Machine,
of the Usual Suspects
versus Warfather of the Burning Dreams.
And I was curious, like, I didn't think we were having singles matches outside of the tournament, but it makes sense because these are the two teams that are at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And these are two players that need a win. I'm a Janine fan. I've been wanting to get past this losing streak for the longest time. And Warfather, he has one win, but then does he have one? Yeah, he has one win, and then I think he lost to somebody else. I can't remember.
He had an IG loss.
Yeah. So these are players that need wins. They need, especially Janine. If Janine can't pull this one out, then it's like, oh no,
it's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough to come back from this one.
Yeah. So undercard, Janine versus Warfather. Super excited to see that.
Oh yeah.
And then the main event.
Oh
boy.
The Finstock Hour, ladies and gentlemen.
We got Ben, the Boss Bateman of the Finstock Exchange, versus Dangerous Dan Merle of the Finstock Exchange. So,
Merle Bateman 2, ladies and gentlemen. Rematch from Atlanta.
Oh, man.
And do you remember how that Atlanta match went? Woof. Wow.
It's going to be
a barn burner.
As the kids say, a barn burner. Never heard that term before the Schmodown. There's so many terms I've learned because of the Schmodown. Barn burner, heel, babyface, ticky tack.
I was gonna say it. I didn't say it.
There's so many terms that I've never heard before the Schmodown that now it's like, I guess it's part of my vernacular now. Cool. Thanks, guys. Barn burner is what it's gonna be. So I'm super excited to see it. As a person that is a Finstock Exchange sympathizer, it's exciting to know that it stays within the faction regardless of the outcome.
We get the points no matter what.
I don't want either of them to lose, but obviously that's not realistic. I wish both of them could win, but
Yeah, Ben Bateman gets a chance to get the title back.
Ain't no snowflakes here in the Schmodown. Somebody's got to lose. So,
Merle gets to add to his legacy.
Exactly.
After that overtime win against ERWIN.
If he wins, or if Ben Bateman wins, then, I saw Ben saying on Twitter that hashtag guaranteed he's taking his belt back.
Yeah.
So you got two of the heaviest hitters in the Schmodown right now going head to head over the belt. I can't wait. I can't wait. Even though as a Finstock Exchange fan, it's like, ooh, it's cool.
Honorable member.
It stains either.
Just say it. Honorable member of the Exchange. I mean, come on, you manage me.
I don't want to get too big for my britches here. But, you know,
Hashtag Nicki for the Star Wars Division 2021.
We'll see what happens there. But, yeah, as a person who is a Finstock Exchange fan, it is exciting to know that regardless of the outcome, it stays with the Exchange. But it's still going to be stressful. And I don't know who I want to win. My gut tells me one thing, but then I'm like, oh, man, but that's not fair because I also, you know, I want both of them to win. Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be nerve-wracking regardless of what happens, even though it doesn't matter faction-wise. Yeah. It's still going to be a nail-biter. It's still going to be a barn burner.
I'm excited just to the fact that because the last title matches I've been so nervous, like going, it's like, oh, now it's like I get to relax a little bit. I know who I want to win. And who who I have my cards on, but it's just like I don't have to be stressed about who wins because again, it stays with us.
Yeah,
that we get the points no matter what. And if that rule change hadn't happened at the Atlanta,
we'd get another point.
We'd get another point, but
alas, the Schmominati reigns supreme. McClunky.
Oh,
indeed.
Indeed. But somebody else wants to tune in.
Shut up, stupid.
Thank you, Christian. On that, we will end this episode. We will wrap the show up. Nicki DiMolanta, where can they find you online?
You can find me at Dimmy. DIMMMYYY.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch and coming back to Instagram.
Wow.
At Drew DiMolanta, DIMALANTA. If they're watching this on YouTube.
Oh, if you're watching us on YouTube, then you should also like, comment, subscribe. And there's also a bell icon in the corner that if you click it, then it'll tell you when we do stuff on YouTube.
If you're listening to us on audio form, please head over to the Beyond Schmodown podcast feeds, most likely on Apple Podcasts, to rate us, please. Helps the show out tremendously. And I do want to say one last thank you to our Patreon supporters, members of the squadron. Thank you so much for your continued support, especially our captains, Ferris Mathana, Josh Estes, and B. Door. I'll announce that tomorrow. Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Schmodown, everyone, and we will see you next time.